I'm joined now by the journalist Kristina Jovanovski in Istanbul. And Kristina, there's been a lot of activity there at the consulate. Bring us right up to date on the latest.
About 30 minutes ago, we saw what seemed to be the Turkish forensics team enter this consulate behind me. A little bit earlier than that, it seemed to be the Saudi investigators that had entered. The forensics team came in a white, large van. They were accompanied ahead of them by a small police motorcade. Two police motorcycles had accompanied them here. I saw about what seemed to be about 6, perhaps a little bit more forensics persons coming into this consulate. They had been covered in that sort of white plastic uniform to cover themselves up and blue gloves. There was earlier what seemed to be police officers, but without their uniforms, cordoning off this area. We were supposed to be a bit behind here, a few meters behind, but that became part of what right now might be an alleged crime scene, and we're standing right behind the police tape. So right now the investigation is going on. The search seems to be going on. This has been what was supposed to be last week and got stalled, but now it seems to be carried on now.
And Kristina, earlier that there was that phone call between the US president and the Saudi king. Did that influence Donald Trump's stance on this matter?
It did seem to. The U.S. president had said that it was possible that rogue elements were involved or were responsible for the disappearance of this journalist. He had also said that King Solomon of Saudi Arabia had given a very strong denial. So it seemed like Trump might have been convinced somewhat. He did say it might be possible that those rogue elements might be involved. It might not be. The importance of this, though, is that if he does believe, or if the U.S. takes a stance that it was rogue elements, it gives the Saudi officials, the top Saudi officials, cover. It wouldn't be the Saudi crown prince, effectively the leader of Saudi Arabia, who would be responsible for it if you believe that it was these rogue elements. There were earlier reports that that either the Turkish officials believed or would be able to accept the idea that it was the so-called deep state, these officials who were working independently of Saudi leaders. So that's going to be a big question going ahead.
Okay, Kristina Jovanovski outside the consulate there in Istanbul. Thanks very much indeed. Well, all eyes have been trained on the doors of the Saudi consulate there, with all comings and goings closely observed. And there was